everybody, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're going to be talking about Fear Street, giving you a little update on everything that's been going on in the past couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I just haven't been able to talk about like the trailer, the R ratings for these movies, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm going to be getting to all in this video. Now before I do that, I'm going to need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below. Alrighty, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
But sometimes that is better.
So to briefly go over that trailer that you probably saw 2 weeks ago, sorry I didn't cover that. It's just been, it's been pretty busy lately. There's been a lot of horror news to talk about. So I unfortunately haven't gotten around to it, decided to just wait and like have one big video talking about all the Fear Street stuff. And luckily on top of the trailer, we have a whole bunch of other things to cover, so stay tuned. One of the most poignant lines in that trailer though talks about like this witch character who's apparently turning other people in this town, Shady Side, Ohio, into like these killers and mass murderers. So just in case you're unfamiliar with like what the premises are of these three movies, we have 1994, which is essentially just Scream from 1996. This is going to be the first film that drops on July 2nd, and it's basically, yeah, like I said, just Scream. The killer character is going to be like essentially a Ghostface knockoff, but it's this dude in a skeleton costume instead of like a ghost mask with a black robe. 1978 is essentially ripping off like Friday the 13th Part 2 for the most specific example. It's a killer running around with a bag head. Sadie Sinks notably is going to be starring in this one. We get shots of both of these killers, the Jason Voorhees and Ghostface knockoffs, looking ready to kill. Let's just say I hope that James A. Janice struggles with the kill count on this one, because I want to see a lot of bodies dropping. The third movie is 1666, which I believe will conclude the storylines of both of the films before this one, as well as show us the origins of this witch character that is bringing these monsters to life that is terrorizing our main characters from 1978 and 1994. I also think the witch character is still alive in present day. I mean, how else would she be making these monsters, right? And by present day, I mean 1994. So what's going to happen is the characters in 94 will probably have some kind of tie-in with the characters in 78, like maybe those characters are the parents of the kids from 1994, and then those kids are gonna go after the witch after telling their parents like, hey, this witch is back that's making killers, so let's go stop her. That's just my theory at the moment though. But the more recent news on the Fear Street series is that all three of these movies are getting an R rating. So far we've been provided with ratings for two of the films. The first one, Fear Street Part 1, 1994, is rated R for strong bloody violence, drug content, language, and some sexual content. Fear Street Part 2, 1978, is rated R for bloody horror violence, sexual content, nudity, drug use, and language throughout. So what's up with that? Why do they say some sexual content and then in the other one it's just like sexual content? Does that mean in this one there's only a little bit of cum and then in this one there's a lot of cum? I have so many questions, R.L. Stine. That is gonna be so weird in an R.L. Stine movie to see like nudity. Like, it's just gonna be so weird. I'm not gonna be down for that, honestly. It's strange. You're ruining my childhood, God! Stine had recently said Fear Street fans are in for a treat and some major surprises. Readers know that the book series is rated PG, but the movies are rated R. That means a lot more thrills and a lot more terror. I have seen Lee Janik's epic trilogy releasing on Netflix in July, and I can tell you the scares and the screams are more than I ever expected. It's always good when an author praises some kind of adaptation of his work. It means like they did it justice. It's actually going to be scary. Honestly, I haven't read the books, I will be totally honest with you, but it just seems like it's going to be a massive improvement upon those. Also, if you didn't see my other video on Fear Street, you can check that out up here, but just real quickly, I'm gonna go over who Lee Janik is. She is a film director from Northeast Ohio. I actually recently found out she's married to one of the Duffer brothers, which I think is so cool. And she also made this movie called Honeymoon, which I still have yet to watch, but I guess it's pretty good. Like, I guess it's on Tubi for free, so you can check it out there. She seems really cool, and to tackle an ambitious project like this, I just have nothing but respect for her, and I really hope that all three of these movies are kick-ass. I will be totally honest, I was kind of worried that these would get like some kind of PG-13 rating, but the fact that they're going to be rated R is just like mind-blowing. I am so fucking pumped for these now. As someone who is a fan fan of Goosebumps as a kid, I always wanted some kind of like R-rated version of that, and now we're finally kind of getting that. Going over the description of all three of these movies just one more time in case you haven't seen my other video, for Fear Street Part 1, 1994, which comes out July 2nd, a circle of teenage friends accidentally encounter the ancient evil responsible for a series of brutal murders that have plagued their town for over 300 years. In Fear Street Part 2, 1978, which comes out July 9th, Shadyside, 1978. School's out for summer and the activities at Camp Nightwing are about to begin, but when another Shadysider is possessed with the urge to kill, the fun in the sun becomes a gruesome fight for survival. Now I just want to note, like, honestly, I didn't really recognize any of these cast members besides Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, so I do want to kind of point out that she is going to be in this one specifically. When that first article came out about this though, they were also advertising that Kiana Madeira is going to be in this movie. I unfortunately did not know that actress before this, but I guess she's been in a couple of movies and stuff. You might know her from something. And then the description for Fear Street Part 3, 1666, which will come out on July 16th, reads, "The origins of Sarah Fear's curse are finally revealed as history comes full circle on a night that changes the lives of Shadysiders forever." Now what's really interesting about this one's cast description is that everyone from the past two movies are coming back for this one. So what I'm assuming that they're going to do here is like bring it all full circle in this third film. We're going to see flashbacks from 1666, like with this witch character, and then like how the characters in 1978 and 1994 somehow resolve that. This is really high concept, next level shit. I mean, I've talked about this in my last video. They've never really done something like this. Release 3 movies in succession like this of a franchise. So it's kind of hard to predict what's going to happen between these 3 films. I'm assuming because they're releasing them like so close together in a succession like this that they're going to be like interconnected, of course. And now with that cast list showing that like everyone is going to be in that last film, yeah, of course, like they're bringing it all full circle with this third movie. So it's basically just gonna be like one long story throughout 3 films. I think that's so cool. I'm so freaking pumped for this. Janik said in a recent statement, "As a filmmaker making Fear Street, but also just as a movie lover, I was so excited to pay homage to some of the great eras of horror movies. For 1994, Scream stood above all rest. It's peak 90s horror, and I think one of the most brilliant movies ever made, period. Then for 1978, I got to look at the heyday of slasher films, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. For 1666, I found the best inspiration for me lay in the beautiful world made rotten of Terrence Malick's The New World." Now, if you're unfamiliar with that movie, the better example here I feel like is The Witch from 2016 with Anya Taylor-Joy. I was actually saying her name wrong in that Last Night in Soho video, so now I feel kind of stupid. I told y'all I'm bad at pronouncing things. With that very promising trailer and these R ratings, I am just so excited for this new Fear Street movie, but what do you guys think about it? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching my new video on the Fear Street trilogy movies, or whatever you want to call them, coming to Netflix this next month. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. If you look up Killjoy Jake, you'll find my official pages there. Check out my second channel, Movie Smoothie, where I'm posting reviews on all the new episodes of Rick and Morty. I'll also be doing like some side videos. I'm thinking about doing a video on like Anchorman 3, just like a whole bunch of weird stuff that I also like besides horror. You can check that out by going to my little channels tab here, and hopefully you subscribe. Please consider supporting me on Patreon as well. I'm also thinking about doing benefits for my second channel now. I'm still trying to figure that out and working around my schedule. Once I'm done filming this like crazy Scream fan film that I'm also in the middle of, I'll be able to do much more on Patreon. It's just been like really sucking up all my time lately. So make sure to check that out by clicking on the link in the description below. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.